Squad? Is that you? Oh, that is you. What's going on? Look at me. Look at me. I got red on. Normally I'm like men in black every day of the week because I be spelling stuff on my stuff. So black is my favorite color to wear. Not because it's like a good color for me, which I kind of think it is, but mostly because I be spelling. And so I don't normally have the courage to bust out a color like this. But when I'm putting on red, man, I mean business. I mean stop. Red means stop. So stop whatever you're doing. and let's get into some deep stuff, all right? So without further ado, in my super red, I'm kind of feeling it. I kind of like it. All right. Yeah, if you can't tell, it was hand-me-down. It's hand-me-down city over here. I don't know if I told you guys, but at one point in my life, this was 3 years ago now. Less than 3 years ago, actually. I had absolutely every single thing I owned stolen from me all at once. I don't know if I told you guys this story. I was then with my then fiance, who turned out to be quite a narcissist, and we had a serious trauma bond going on. But of course, I thought I was, in love of my life, and we're gonna, make babies and go off to Hawaii together and whatever. But anyway, so what we did was got this camper trailer. So we were both in the rent trap, annoyed with it, right? And so I said, you know what, screw it, and I just said I'm gonna take everything I own, and I'm gonna find a trailer, and I'm just gonna live out of that. And I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna go to like a trailer park. Like I'm just gonna heat it with like a little space heater when it's cold. Just move it somewhere, seasonally if I need to, whatever. That was the goal, right? And so I actually ended up getting a 22-foot camper trailer, and we both moved into it. So no more rent. We were chilling, and we had everything that we collectively owned in that thing. And the day after my birthday, so it'll be 3 years 3 years ago exactly, coming up in a few weeks because my birthday's coming up. So yeah, anyways, we had it parked outside of a campground. We went off to grab lunch, came back, whole thing's gone. We both lost every physical possession that we ever had, including social security cards, birth certificate, family photo, you name it, everything, bed, clothes, everything. All my instruments, everything. It was about a $70,000 or $80,000 loss, like that. None of it was insured. So then what happened was it actually made the news, and people started GoFundMe accounts for me, not for her actually, funnily enough. That's a whole other can of worms. But in any case, within a couple of months of this happening, I had tens of thousands of dollars donated to me, mostly by strangers, some by people I know. Clothes, people handed me boxes of clothes. So I'm still, a lot of the stuff I wear is stuff that was given to me. And yeah, I think it's kind of cool. But that's not the point of this video at all. So let's get to the point. I think that's a good story worth sharing though. Is it not? Let me know in the comments. But all right, so let's talk about the circus. Let's talk about this damn circus. All right, and I'm gonna break down what I'm talking about here. And I think this is important. And here's how it relates. I know this is an SR-centered channel, but I've mentioned before I kind of want to veer off of that subject from time to time and get into some other stuff that I think is very important. It does relate to SR because what happens when you retain that energy is it goes other places and you become more aware, more discerning. You start to see through stuff. You can't be manipulated so easily anymore, right? Your discernment increases. That's absolutely a fact. There's no doubt about it. Everybody that's retained for any length of time will tell you that this is 100% the case. Your discernment after a while is so high, is so through the roof, that it's almost like you have some superpowers. It's like almost like you're psychic. And it gets to a point where it's almost difficult to know because sometimes it's like we have a way of kind of gaslighting ourselves. Like I'll think I know exactly what this person's thinking, or I know exactly what they're trying to do. But then I doubt myself a little bit because it's like, well, who do I think I am? What do I think? I'm a psychic or something? But then it'll turn out I'm exactly right. And the more it happens, the more it's just confirmation that like this is real. This new level of discernment is real. So part of what happens with this new level of vision, this new level of discernment, is you start to see through some of the nonsense that you're being presented with constantly. So I just wanted to share with you guys kind of like a download that I had about this and a way to look at this whole thing. All right. And by the way, don't believe anything that I say on face value. I never suggest anybody take my word for anything. I don't take anybody else's word for anything. You see, I have to experience things myself firsthand. I can't just hear some guy say, hey, if you do retention this long, this will happen. I got to try it myself. You see what I mean? I can't listen to somebody say, hey, animal-based diet will help with this. I'll prove it. How do I prove it? Well, I go on one myself and I see what happens, right? So I suggest y'all do your own critical thinking about anything and everything, right? Don't take my word for anything, but here's my words. And if they resonate, they resonate. So here's where I'm at with the whole world, like the world, the surface of things, the world, not the real world, because the real world is what? Organic. The real world is flowers, soil, dirt, trees, sunshine, water, air, consciousness, life. That's the real world. Then there's this other world that's superimposed on that world, right? The world of boxes and X's, cubicles, street signs, right? Although you look at a city from above, it looks like a computer chip, right? It's like look at an office building, and then inside of that office building are cubicles, is boxes within boxes within boxes, boxing you in, literally boxing you in. And so most of us none of us were meant for that unless you're a machine. That's a good thing for a machine. It's a nice way for a computer chip to look. It's not a nice way for a city to look, and it's not a good environment for a human being to live in. It just isn't. This is why people go camping, go to nature to get relief, right? You get relief when you get out of the city. What's that all about? You know what I mean? Because the city is boxes. It's cells. When we call these cell phones, jail cells, cell towers. Think about this. The wording is not accidental, right? This cell phone is a jail cell of its own nature. But it's like, I know so many people are fixated on the damn screens. So what am I going to do if I want to make a difference in this world? Well, I'm going to put some stuff on the screen that's going to encourage you to actually stop looking at the screen. It's weird because I would love this channel to grow, but I'm not in this for clout. I'd be even happier if everybody unsubscribed because they put the phones away for good. That'd be better. I'm not going to make any money that way, but that's what I want for the world and for society. But for the time being, here's these devices. They've been weaponized against us, and we have the ability to alchemize that weaponry and use it for good. And that's what I'm doing here. So, all right. The circus. There's a saying, give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. All right? This goes back to ancient Babylon, the Roman Empire, which, by the way, we're still in. They just change names. They rebrand. How hard is it to rebrand something? How many times have you seen Mountain Dew come out with a new flavor? How many times is Pfizer going to come out with a new brand of the you-know-what? How many versions of the are there, It's just rebranding everything constantly. Everything's a brand. People know more about Pepsi and Coke and the Philadelphia Eagles or whatever than they do about, what kind of mushroom is this? What kind of mushroom is that? What kind of tree is this? What kind of tree is that? You know what I mean? We know more about brands than we know about nature or ourselves even oftentimes in this world. And that's all deliberate. Because they could keep rebranding it and keep you guessing, they dropped the new remix. Oh my God, look at this. So look, what I'm getting at here is that this circus, okay, it's been going on since Babylon, is still going on now. And then there's another thing. Remember Barnum and Bailey's 3-ring circus, the 3-ring circus, right? So what is a circus really about? What's that designed to do? It's there to entertain you, train you, gain you, pull you in, grab your attention that you have to pay, right? It costs you, your attention costs you something. You pay attention to the circus and everything in the circus. Acrobats flying around, animals doing the crazy stuff. Anything to grab your attention, because your attention is currency. It's a current that flows. They call money is currency. It flows like water. You pay attention. Your attention is currency too. That's why they have the circus, the three-ring circus, to grab your attention. Now, the three-ring circus in today's world is a little different than it was in Babylon, but it's also exactly the same. Okay, what are the three rings of the circus? Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's politics. That's a huge one. All of politics, political theater. People want to ask me, what's my political stance? Who am I with? I say, I am apolitical. Every single bit of it. And I don't care if it sounds extreme. Some people be like, that's a bit extreme. It's not all like that. No, it is all like that. That's what I'm saying, is it is all like that. 100% of everything that you see political in nature is staged theater. It's theater on a stage. They stage it. I can't emphasize that enough. Blue team, red team, right? Two wings. Look at the back of your dollar bill. There's a bird on there with two wings. Right wing, left wing. The two wings of our political spectrum. Two wings, one bird. People want to come out and be like, oh, we're waking up and we're realizing that the Democrats are actually evil. The Democrats are the Republicans and the Republicans are the Democrats. There's no difference. They designed this system to keep your attention. It's a circus. That's all it is. And that's all it'll ever be. All right? So I know some people might disagree with me on that, and that's fine if you do. Like I said, do your own research, come to your own conclusions. Don't take my word for anything. But that's what I'm saying about politics, is it's a ring of the three-ring circus, and it's completely fake. All of these guys, it's all fake. And then you've got the commentators on TV. So here's the next ring of the circus, is the news media. That's the other ring of the circus. And the news media loves to comment on this political theater. And they treat it like it's a sporting event. You got commentators acting exactly like sports commentators do. And they call it a race, right? We're entering into an election. They literally call it a race. Think about the words. What's a race? Who races? Athletes. That's a sport. So politics is a sport. And it's no different than the third ring. The third ring of this circus, this three-ring circus, is the entertainment industry, and that includes sports. So you got people commenting, you got the news media, which is one of the rings. You got politics, news media, entertainment industry. Those are your three rings, right? And so you've got commentators that commentate on what we're spectating. We're spectators while they comment on it all. You tune into any mainstream news, people commenting on this political race. What's going to happen? You know, people even making bets on stuff like this, as if it's a sport, because it is a sport. It's a rigged sport, though. Totally rigged. And then that brings me to the entertainment industry aspect of the three-ring circus, which includes sports, which, in my opinion, and again, feel free to disagree with me, but in my opinion, a lot of that's rigged. It can't be totally rigged, though, because if it was totally rigged, you'd notice it. Everybody would notice it. And then they would lose your attention. So it can't be totally rigged when it comes to sports, or else it wouldn't be as entertaining. And it needs to be entertaining in order to capture your attention, right? There's a small element of that in politics as well, because this is happening in real time. And these people that want total control over everything obviously don't have total control, or else why would they be trying so hard to get it? So certain things are out of their control. They know this. And so there's always an element of like things could go awry, even in the political system. But 99.9% of it, I'd say, is rigged. And every once in a while, something, there's a fly in the ointment. There's a glitch in the matrix. These things happen. But it's all staged. It's a circus, a three-ring circus. And it's there to harm you. It's there to harm you and benefit them. Because like I said, your attention is currency. If it's going towards them, towards the liars, towards the circus, towards the court jesters, You got, by the way, any of these celebrities that come out, by Cat Williams came out and said some very truthful things recently. I don't care. He didn't say anything I didn't already know. He didn't say anything that anybody tapped into what's really going on here didn't already know for at least 10 years. None of that was new. Yet everybody's like, oh, bravo, Cat Williams is waking up. No, he's not. Did you all look at the necklace he was wearing? It said folk on it. That's slang for fake woke. He's mocking you. He's not telling anybody anything they didn't already know. Give me a break. He's a court jester. Look at me. Everybody look at me. Everybody talk about celebrities. That's idolatry. That's idolatry, dude. Looking at a celebrity? You think you need Cat Williams for the truth? Give me a break, man. None of us need any of this. We don't need any political theater. We don't need any of this media nonsense, this entertainment industry, all these celebrities, all of them, as far as I'm concerned, all of them can kick rocks. I don't give a single you-know-what. I'm so tapped out from that because I'm so tapped into something way better than that, where the real truth is at, right? And in order to get tapped into that, in order to get tuned in to that, to this, just your connection to that, you got to tune out from the other stuff. You got to start ignoring the circus, turning the other cheek type of thing, right? Circus is going to keep going. And it's not going to stop until we stop looking at it and we stop feeding it our attention. Realize that it's a circus, nothing more, nothing less, and ignore it, all of it. And now all of that energy, all that attention, all that currency that you hold is freed up, and you get to decide how to spend it. And you get to use your discernment and your God-given wisdom to decide how to spend your real currency, which is your attention. And if you're really good at this, you can manifest literal, physical, tangible currency through the power of your conscious intention and conscious awareness and what you do and don't give your attention to. It's like that. This is the experience I'm having. So I opened up the story about being robbed. Why? Because I was spilling all my energy like crazy. I invited that scenario into my life. And I needed that experience to learn. Now I'm a magnet. Instead of getting robbed, I'm having people give me stuff left and right, offer me jobs. I'm a magnet. Why? Because I tuned out of the circus for the most part. The only reason I'm tuned in just enough to be able to come out here and tell you guys how and why it's a circus. That's my only business even looking at any of it. Total detachment. So there's my spiel on the 3-ring circus in my red ass hoodie. Ooh, boy. All right. That's enough out of me for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff. All right.